So I was out getting ice cream with my 4-year-old daughter today, and her ice cream fell off in her lap. And I was completely shocked by her response because, at 4, you kind of expect them to freak out, to cry, to be upset. And she wasn't even upset. Her brother just helped her get the ice cream back into her cup, and she was perfectly fine and went on her merry way. And the reason this surprised me, I think, is because I have this memory of being probably about her age, maybe 4 or 5. And my family was traveling in Colorado, and I saw this ice cream place that had the most amazing ice cream. And I just wanted nothing more than to stop at this ice cream place and get some ice cream from there because it looked amazing. And so we did, and I was so excited about this ice cream. And as I was walking away, I tripped on one of the steps and spilled my ice cream all over the ground. I mean, this memory is burned into me in such a way that I'm 41 years old today, and I still remember exactly how I felt when that ice cream hit the ground. And I'm sitting here looking at it. It's covered in dust, and I'm having the understanding in that moment that this is not reconcilable, right? Like that once the ice cream is in the dirt, there's no separating the dirt from the ice cream. And the devastation and hopelessness that I felt in that moment was so intense that even 40 years later, 35 years later, I still remember it today. And so reasonably, I was surprised when my daughter had the same experience, but didn't have the same reaction. And as I was sitting here just kind of thinking about it, what occurred to me is the difference in mindset. My mindset was, this can't be fixed. Like, you can't get another ice cream. And because that was my mindset, there was an immediate despair and hopelessness that came along with it. But my daughter didn't have that mindset. Her mindset was, it's okay because daddy will just get me another one. Like, this isn't a big deal because my dad is going to take care of it. And as I realized that, it occurred to me that this is exactly why we all, as believers, struggle in life. Because most of us react to circumstances the same way I did when I was a kid. We get this feeling of hopelessness or despair when things aren't working out because our mindset is not that our Father is just going to take care of it. And we already have in our mind such an expectation that our Father's got this, that he's going to take care of whatever the situation is. And so we don't need to freak out about it. Like, that's not the mindset that most of us have. Instead, most of us are so caught up in the situation that it's like we forget that our Father is literally our Father in heaven, the God of the universe, the one who assembled all things, who spoke everything into existence, who the hairs on our head are counted before, who not a single sparrow falls in this world without him knowing about it. There is nothing that happens in this life that is beyond his purview, and we forget that sometimes. We get so caught up in the moment, in what we can see, not in the life of faith that tells us that God has us, that we fall apart instead of being built up in faith because we are so confident that God has got this under control. I think this is why the scripture where Jesus says, don't worry about what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, or what you're going to wear is such a powerful scripture to me, because he doesn't say it's because these things are unimportant, right? He doesn't say, don't worry about these material needs that you have because they're unimportant. He says, don't worry about them because your Father in heaven already knows what you need. He says the reason that we don't need to concern ourselves with these material issues is because the God of the universe knows what we need. And if he knows what we need and he loves us, which we know because he demonstrated that love through sending Christ on our behalf. If the God of the universe, who loves us so much that he didn't spare his only son on our behalf, if that God knows what we need, then we don't need to concern ourselves with those needs. This is what it means to live by faith and not by sight. It's not living by some type of blind hope that maybe the divine creator of the universe is going to consider us. It's living in the certainty that the God that sent his only son on our behalf to demonstrate how much he loves us is fully aware of every single thing that we need. And so in the circumstance when it seems like everything is falling apart and there's no way it can possibly work out, the God of the universe with all power and all authority, who loves us in a way that is so immeasurable that we cannot even comprehend it, that God is fully aware of our situation. It's all under control. This is what it means to live by faith and not by sight. It's to live in the same context that my daughter lives in, that whatever it is, it's all good because my dad's going to take care of it. As opposed to the context that I was living in when I was her age of, I don't know how this is going to work out. And man, when you get that context right, it changes everything. Shh.